Hola amigos, hola amigas, Dorian here from Hoover. Welcome, bienvenido, croeso y salam alaikum. Welcome to the channel y'all, Chash Nyakshimash. So join me now for part 2 of the Turbopower Junior, this one here, that we have stripped in the previous video, and now we are going to put it all back together. The motor is lubricated, the parts are clean, and we are ready to put this thing together and try and bodge something to make it work properly. Kind of, in a way, you'll see. Anyway, let's get the camera down onto the workbench and let's start putting this back together. So the first thing I have to do is inside this motor casing. Now I did notice that it was absolutely chock-a-block full of crud. So I used my very small pick and just run the pick around it a few times, and I pulled out so much crud. So to prevent that, what you can do is seal it, or what I'm going to use is just a little bit of PVA glue, and that's just going to make a seal. And if I ever have to take it off in the future, it's going to be fine because it's only water based, but it just gives enough of a seal to stop the crud getting through. So there we go. And I'm going to pop the top onto this like so and squish it on it down. Remove the excess. And that will just give it enough seal to stop the dust ingression into the main body, but enough that if I do want to take it apart in the future, it's not stuck to it and there's a big mess. It's a lot easier, but it just helps give it a seal. Right, okay, so now we have got the artery on. The left ventricle is now attached. I have to put on the clips around it, which I've cleaned up, so let me get the clips and we'll put that on. Okay, so I have dremeled all the crud off the motor clips and I'm now going to put them on. One, two, three. Looks like there should be 4, but I only have 3, so it doesn't matter anyway. So there's one there, and one there. It'll stay on fine with that, but it should be 4, but I don't know where the other one is. Right, okay, so we've got the heart sorted. Hopefully that'll sound a little bit better than what it did before. Next I have this, so we're going to go back to the body and start putting things back together. Okay, so we are here. I have got 2 pieces of sponge which I will show what they are for, but they're going to go there to rest the motor on because they have been removed. It's come off, so this will help to cushion the motor. Now I need to put my Dremel stuff away and put this back onto the motor. So I'm just trying to remember, it's going to go this way in, so then that goes like so. I have got a pot of grease to help me, and I'm going to grease the inside of this to help it slide on better. And then slide it on. There we go. That grease definitely makes life a lot easier for putting it on. So I've got it positioned where I want it to be. Now I need to use a cable tie and cable tie it on. Going to make sure where you put the cable tie, you don't want it underneath there because it might catch on something when it's put together. So keep the cable tie to there. Just going to snip the end off. Done. So next I'm going to position the motor. Keep the grease there because I'm going to need that in a minute. So I have the two rubber seals for it, which go there, and then the other one, trying to remember, kind of that. I am now going to proceed to put a little bit of grease on this to help it slide on, because sometimes it can be a bit of a bitch. Alright, so I got my sponge here positioned underneath. I'm going to put this part of the motor in and then slide it in to position. Don't push too hard like I'm doing, otherwise it might snappy, and we don't want that yet. Okay, so there we go. Motor is kind of in. Hang on. Over just a little bit to there. And do it again. Hang on a second. We're having technical issues. Okay. That is in. That is in, Jim. Now I'm going to put this on it. Which is the motor bracket. So let me put the motor bracket on. So there we go. We have now got the heart in, and it's looking good. Looking good, feeling good. Now I'm going to put this on, which is the height adjuster. So I'm going to turn it over and clip. And then I got it the wrong way round. What am I like? That's better. So there we go, that's the height adjuster on. Next, I'm going to put the wheels on, like so, just check. Yep, that's fine. And the wire on. So it goes down on that side, around, down on that side. Just clip it in. The wires down there and down there. And there we go. So that's now in place. I'll leave it on the highest setting and just turn it over. So we have wheels. I will give it a little bit of the bumper a rub over with some polish. So we get in there. Next, we need to do the bag and everything assembly. So this is as far basically as I can go for the moment. I could put the no, I'll do that in a minute. Let me just put that on there. Finish with that. Don't need that now. That's in. I'm going to put this to one side and then we can start working on the bag body. The other thing I have to do before I can go any further is to give this handle a bit of a clean up. So that's what I'm going to do next. I can't find the bolt for this at all. I have no idea where it is. It's probably lost. It wasn't mixed in with anything, so it's gone. So what I have to do is use another bolt and screw to fit it. So I've got a little pot of screws and bolts. Ooh, the bells. That's somebody that I have here. So it's actually the front door. Someone's at the front door. Hang on a sec. Let's just have a look. I thought the bells were just waiting for it to connect. If it does, hang on a second. I think it's hubby. Hang on. False alarm, that was a lady going round for the local council. Okay, so this is only a temporary fix, but that's going to go all the way through. Hang on a second, let me look for a little washer. Perfect. So I have a little washer there, and I have the back of it here. So there we go. It's not perfect, but it doesn't matter. It's holding it in. So let me just screw that a little bit tighter. There we go. But I got these from like a little discount store. Very, very handy to have. Lots of washers, lots of bolts, lots of screws. They're always very handy to have here, as you can see, because that's done a pretty good job. It's not too obtrusive. Looks alright. Now, let's give it a wipe over first of all. Let's get some cloths. I'm just going to moisten my rags. And give this handle a good wipe over before I polish it. And I really like this one because it's going to polish up really nice being dark, and I'm wondering if it's a special or something, or an exclusive somewhere, because it looks quite distinct. Possibly not, but who knows. So the next thing I'm going to work on now is cleaning the cable, which is very, very normally overlooked. So I'm just running the cloth over, and we'll have a look and see how much dirt it's picked up. Quite a bit. lovely original MK plug on it. Just give that a bit of a wipe over. I could take it apart and dishwash it and everything, but I'm just going to give it a wipe over. Run the cable back. And again. So I'm going to do it a third time because it's still coming out manky. So I'm going to give it a third wipe. Excellent. That'll do for now, little pig. I'll leave that to one side. I've got a dry one here, so I'm going to dry this off before we polish. Now, from my experience of these, the paint on these is very, very fragile. Don't go to town because you will take the paint. Oops, you will take the paint off. So I got my polishing drill here. I'm just going to moisten the sponge. Never polish on a dry sponge. A little bit of the V36, which is quite thick, onto the sponge and around. And I'm just going to polish this side. I can work more on the plastic handle. Other side. And the back. And the other side. That's all I'm going to do for that. I'm going to wipe that off. And that's come up lovely and shiny. So now I'm just going to work a bit more on the handle. So I'm going to put a dab more. Oop. Shot all over myself. Polish. Should be alright. Yep, that's just enough to put a lovely shine on it. And there we go. That is the handle done. There's Gilligan. Hello, Gilligan. Just popped in to say hello to us. So now I have to start putting this beast together. Right. I've kind of like made a hack fix for this that keeps it in place, and it's actually a wall plug. It's wedged in between there, and it's got like a little plasticky clip on it. It's not perfect, but it is keeping it in place from falling out, so that'll do for now. Unfortunately, that plastic bit had broken off from, I don't know, somewhere in there anyway. That there, it has broken off from there, so that is not unbroken. It's broken, unfortunately. Right, okay, so let me get the bag and then we can crack on. So the bag has come up, absolutely beautiful. Lovely zipper now working on it. Smells amazing and it is so much cleaner. So now I have to put this beast back together. Fit it over its holes, which are there. I will put the top of the bag on later, but that bag looks so much nicer now. Right, so right, cable through here. Wrong way, door, wrong way. Okay, cable on that. Cable through and down and out. Bit fiddly, but it does come through. There we go. So that's the cable through. To make sure that that is not blocking it. Don't want the wire blocking it going through. To push it to one side. That goes on there like so. These are the 4 screws for that. This is the screw for this. What have I done wrong? What have I done wrong? 'Cause I've done something wrong and I can't get it on. So what have I done wrong? Oh, I know what I've done wrong. Dorian, you're an idiot. Dorian, you're an idiot. What goes on first? Oh, I got the handle on the wrong way. Oh, Dorian, what a div. What a complete and utter idiot. It's only when I looked at the top, the handle at the top, I'm like, oh, Dor, the handle's on the wrong way, you knob. Right, put that one there. That one there. That through there. Do this up. Could I be any thicker? No, I couldn't. Okay, that's it. Next, this. Hey, hubby likes to just come home. Right, I'm going to stop this and we're going to have a cup of tea. Back in a minute. Okay, I'm doing this all ass backwards. Let's get this on first. I really have done this ass backwards. so that's in position there. Oh, that's someone leaving. That's Hubby Lux going for a walk with Gilligan. Put this cover back on. Right, so that's the motor in, and that is where the cable comes in, and I really have done this ass backwards. Cable in place, blue to blue, brown to brown. There we go. Now I can put this on. Okie dokie, that's that on. Now the problem that we have is because I have the bracket to hold this side on, I don't have, here there is a white circular thing that holds this into place, and that is what's missing. So until I can get myself one of them, I'm going to have to do a temporary measure with this foam strip. So that's going to fit into there and go around it to hold it in. There's my skizzers. This foam strip stuff comes in so handy for so many things. Just going to leave it there for now. I'll pop the pin back into it later. So I'm going to take the backing off it. And I'm going to lubricate the other side of it with some grease. So it should move a little bit more freely. Like so. And that will keep it into place. But give it the lubricating movement that it still needs. I'm going to put some grease on the top of this sponge to help it. So I'm going to put this bracket on. I'm just going to put a little bit of lubrication on this side as well, stop it from wearing the plastic down too much. And put the bracket on this side. Okay, let's try that. Okay, it's not perfect because it's not going to lock up because it doesn't have this fits into the clicks on it, and that's what's missing, so it's not going to be able to stand up, but at least it's not flopping around like it was. And as soon as I can find a spare white brackety piece for that, then I will dismantle it again and put it on, which won't be too difficult. But we've got the nice flexible hose that is now not catching on anything. The hook for the back is in place, and yeah, I think we're pretty much sorted for that. So even though it is not absolutely perfect, at least it is a lot more steadier and not moving around so much. It is still very much usable. I'm pleased with that so far. Right, now I got to work on this bit, which is getting the bag back on it. So I'm just going to put the cable that way to hold it up for me, to make it a lot easier. And we need to get the blah 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 bag on. So I should put this top bit on out the way. Bag top on. Where did I put the other part? I just saw it. Here it is. Alright, so that's for the bag. Which fits on like so. Round like that. And that. Fits over like so. To keep it in position. And the bag screws. Nope, that's not worked. Oh, door, what are you doing, man? Did I just put that on? Let's try this again. There's a string through this, but it should be like a it's not coming out. Well, it's broken off. Little bugger. No, it's not holding on. What am I missing? Oh, my back. I tell you what, I'm going to have to put this on pause. Bit of a bloody fiddle, but I did manage to get it back on. So what I need to do now is just put this cover on. There we go. Now I can put the bag topper on there and rest that on like so. And the big ones go on the back. Like so. Two smaller ones there. I got that mixed up. Bloody idiot. That's better. These are the ones for the bag topper that I had to change because they weren't working for some reason. Anyway, right, okay, so that is now secured on. I need to put on the fill hose, which goes down into here, into the housing. So again, like I do with all of these, I just lubricate this a little bit to give it a bit more of a better seal. I'm going to undo that spring for now. Have that pulled back. Push it in like so. I'm just going to screw these on to hold it in place. One. What am I doing? Like a bloody nightmare tonight. Oh, geez Louise. There we go. go, one. Right, there we go. Jeez Louise, that is on. Let's pull this cover back up. Hook back on it. Now I need a bag, so let me just get a bag. I have one here. There we go. Tuck that in. Tuck it in for bed. Pop our air freshener in. Right, I can let that go. Oh, geez Louise. Right. Now, I think we have done as much as we can on the bottom. Now we can put this little bugger on. Make sure that clip is in. There we go. Now I can turn it upside down. These are the two screws that go in there to hold the top on. One on that side. One on that side. I have the belt cover here, which just slides on nice and easy. Here I have the belt, so I shall put the belt on. Now the next thing I just want to have a quick look at is the brush roll. It's pretty clean, it just needs some lubricazione. Where are we? Yeah. I'm just going to get my little hammer, just tap out the other end. Just put some on that. Okay, that's a lot better than what it was. Let's pop this on. Okay, that's all in. Let's pop the base plate on. Excellent. Right, let's plug it in. Okay. Now we can give it a demo. Let's give it a try. Wow. That works really, really, really well. Let me put it on its highest point. And we'll switch it back on. Really rather powerful. Let me just make sure the belts are on. Yep. The belt on that works really fine. Shame about the height adjuster button. But if I put it on its low setting here. Wow, that motor sounds so much sweeter than what it did before we started, and everything's just far more refined on it. It's completely usable now. Like I said, that's all I need is that part there to make sure that it'll stand up. But apart from that, I think it's really good. So the only thing I have left to do now is to give it a polish. So let me unplug it. Like so. Clear up all my stuff here, and then I'm going to give it a polish, but I'm going to do it in fast forward because otherwise I will bore you all to tears. So this was originally given to me for spare parts, but we have turned it from spare parts to fully, almost operational. So I'm just going to get 2 fluffy cloths. I did have another one, but it's gone. Never mind. I'll use this lovely fluffy cloth. I've just sprayed on some Demon Shine, so I'm just going to give it a quick polish. and reveal. I will find a button for it. If not, I will make one out of Sugru, because you can. I'm just going to give this a polish inside here. Hoover model U1220 400 watts. Lives to tell another tale for another day. It's just some residue in there. I quite like these machines. I guess they were very, very budget for the time, but I really like what they did. Okay, I did a bit of polishing underneath as well, so I'm just going to give that a quick wipe over. Oh, I'll tell you what I forgot to do was this. Hang on a second, I forgot to do this bit. A little bit of shine back to it. So this was given to me for spare parts for the green Turbopower that has the broken wheels, but Sam gave me some wheels, fortunately. So this has just been sitting over there since then, and I'm like, right, you know what, I need to get this up and running, polished, cleaned and tidied, and do and use it, because I really do like it. That's all I need to find is that little plastic clip thing for the mechanism. It's still got a lot of scratches on it. This has really been rammed under furniture, but it's working, which is the most important thing. So just plug it in again. And switch it on. Right, I don't know about you guys, but I think we should be giving this a little bit of a mess test on the floor. So let me just position the camera around, and we will give it a go. Okay, so I have you in position. I'm going to do some mess. We will do some couscous and rice and sawdust. And we will put a little bit of gay mess all over the floor. Ta-da! Okie dokie. I have now got Elvira. We've got the other junior, which is Elvira. Now this one is Elvira, and let's pick up the mess. Straight through the middle. Straight through the middle. Not much dropping out. Smells really good. There's a path all the way through, so let's continue. it just feels like that belt is a bit slippy. I'm going to put a new belt on it. Hang on a second. I'm going to try it again. Okay, I've put a new belt on. Let's see how that is. Oh, that's so much better. And let's pick up the Mardi Gras. Well, it was a bit skimmy over the very, very lush carpet, but over the rest, absolutely fine. So let's put the cord hook on where it belongs. And there we go. Another one from trash to treasure. Let's get this back up. Oops. Let's get this back up on the workbench, and we will finish off the video. So there we go, my friends. Done and dusted. A little bit war wounded, quite scratched, but a bit shiny, and now working really good. I'd like to thank Rob and Paul for donating this machine to me in the first place as a scrap machine, but I saw some potential in it, and the potential paid off and is now working really well. Doesn't have everything that it's supposed to have, but it is working. The motor sounds really sweet on it. The new belt, the brush roll, the bag has come up really well. Fantastic. Absolutely love it. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed this 2-part mini refurb. Was a bit slow in places, but I'm on the learning curve just as you guys are, and it's quite often that I forget things from doing them from before, but it worked out good. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Please comment, like and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye. Oh, and I'd like to say as well, I hope the sound quality is a lot better than before. I don't have to shout anymore. Okay guys, I'm going now. Bye.